no worrying about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Alright, to the dash. Today's episode of No Grip on Life, I'm going to be minimalizing the list a little bit more of parts I have to install. First up, I'm going to try and remove the dash. So, we're going to do that. Then, we're going to, I don't know, we'll find out. I'm not going to tell you guys. Watch the freaking video. Maybe like it? Let's try and go for 10 likes this time. I think the top we have it 14 or 48 or something. I don't know, I have one video with 1,000 views. But, not the point. Alrighty, so today I think I'm going to tackle one more of the things on the list. And that's gauges. It's not going to be gauges right away, but I'm going to be pulling the dash out of the car so I can start working on the gauges, because I'm going to have to drill out the main gauge cluster, and then I'm going to have to remove the rest of the gauges on the center pod. So, might get to something else, might not, who knows. Find out in this video of No Grip on Life. Ah, shit, I'm falling. Alright, to the car. I forgot to tell you guys, but I went to Fastenal and I got the bolts for the other side of the control arm and the RCAs all ordered up. I have a tap ordered. It's going to be here on Friday, so I might complete that video, or I might just say, alright, it's done. Cool. But you guys got a video out of it, so be happy. No worrying about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Alright, to the dash. Alrighty, so there is a lot to do, so I probably won't do any fast motion in this video. So first we have to take this plate off down here. I have to pull my hydro off, steering wheel off. Then I have to pull this centerpiece out. I haven't done this in a long time, so I don't remember where all the bolts are at. But then I will be able to pull the main dash out. I haven't decided how much I want to delete while I'm in here, but we'll get it figured out. So I might actually go and print shit out on my computer. I left it at work. But I'll figure out a way to get a wiring diagram, find out what wires I do need, if I want to actually keep my heater core and all that shit or not, because it gets real frosty in here. So we'll figure that out. I'll probably keep the heater core, or I'll go to a new style of heater core. Yeah, we'll just figure it out when the dash comes out. So, first things first, let's get all this shit removed and then pull this out. Alrighty, so the dash bolts are all removed. This area down here has been removed. So all this is down here is 8 bolts. 2 down here, 2 up here, 2 up here, and then 2 right here, and then this pops out. Most of you guys will still have a cover right here that you'll have to disconnect, and a cover right here, which I believe is just 1 bolt if I remember correctly. But then you have to, or at first, yeah, so you have to remove that cover there, this cover that holds all the electronics up, this cover that holds all the electronics up, and then this will be exposed, and that'll be exposed. But once all that is taken out, then it'll expose this bolt here, this bolt here, this bolt right here, and this bolt right here. That is 4 bolts down below for the dash, and then the 4 that are covered all the way across the top. And those are screws. Do not strip those. Those are a pain in the ass to get off. If you have to, go to the hardware store and get one of those screwdrivers that you put on and then you hit it with a hammer and it turns. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look for a hammer screwdriver. I'm pretty sure it'll come up on Google. But as you can see, the dash isn't exactly on anymore. So I'm trying to get a hold of my neighbor, find out if he is home so he can help me pull this thing out. Because nobody else is freaking alive right now. Okay, well, let's get it pulled out, and then we'll show you what's underneath. Real quick, there is a wiring harness right here that attaches to all those on the passenger side. Just disconnect those, and this pretty much comes super loose. So I'm going to attempt to slide this out. If I find anything else that needs to become unplugged, I'll let you guys know. Alright, so I think this means the dash is out, right? I think so. I don't know, you guys tell me. So, the only other thing that I found that was plugged in that wasn't part of the dash was this phonometer cable right there. It's a quick twist off. and mine's not even connected. Because I cut mine to the fact that I don't have the same transmission. So, let's pull that puppy out. Yeah, there we go. Cut that puppy clean off. Anyways, that can go in the trash. Yeah, I think that was it. Just kind of, oh, and another tip, drop your steering column. I had a bitch, and I'm pretty sure I bent it, but bitch getting it over this, and all it is that bolt there, and then the same bolt on the other side, and it essentially just drops this down and makes life 20 times easier. It'll slide right out for you, and I also recommend having 2 people. I couldn't get a hold of anybody, so I just went ahead and pulled it and called it good. So I got a lot of stuff to look at under here, see what I do and don't need, get rid of any wires I don't need, and hopefully get rid of some of this mess. Wish me luck, guys. I'll update you when I figure out what I'm going to do next. So I got the gauge cluster out of the dash. I want to work on that first. Literally all it was is 2 bolts, or 4 bolts, 2 at the bottom, and then this is what it would look like. So 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Easy peasy. If you have a warped and cracked dash like I do, it's a pain in the ass to pull out, and you're going to have to use some brute force, and you're going to break some shit. Minor shit, but you're still going to break shit, so be prepared for that. Right now, so far, I have removed the RPM gauge and the RPM gauge and this gauge. This gauge. What is that gauge? RPM gauge is speedometer gauge. Sorry about that. And all it is you flip it over, and there's 4 bolts on this one and 2 bolts on this one. This one was a little bit tough to pull out just because it's more fitted, so you just kind of have to wiggle it back and forth and just yank it. So I'm going to accumulate ideas on how to mount these. I'm thinking about making plates that go over this and then drill holes, and when you install it, it's slightly smaller, because these were, I believe, 5-inch gauges, whereas this is a 3-inch gauge. So with the brim and all that, I need to figure out how to mount it flush, which I might just take a piece of plastic and super glue it, or hot glue it onto here after I drill my parameters, and then mount it just like that. Should be perfect, hopefully. Let's get some ideas. Alright, so I figured out what I'm going to do. But the hardware store closes in 30 minutes. Hopefully I make it in time. It's 9:30, they close at 10. I'm going to get a piece of ABS plastic, black plain plastic, and essentially cut it in, or cut 2 holes. One at 5.5 inches, and then another one at 3 3/4 inches, and super glue it to the outer rim of the gauge cluster itself. And from there, I'll be able to mount the gauge to the center hole, which is a 3 3/4, and it should, if I'm lucky, work properly. Alright, well, I'm going to go get that ABS plastic, new hole or drill hole, whatever. And then on top of that, I'm also going to get some super glue it all together, because I can't think of a better way to do it, so that's the way it's going to be done. Alright, cool. See you guys when I get back to the house. Alrighty, so I am done at Home Depot. I have done a little bit of work since I've been at home. I mean, a little bit of work. It's been a pain in the ass. But what I did was I went and bought some acrylic, I think it was. It was either acrylic or plexiglass or something, because I didn't have any ABS plastic. So what I did was I cut out as much or as little as possible, so this will still fit and fully cover the speedometer holes. I'll show you that right now. The back side of the speedometer holes, and this will essentially go on just like that. And what I'm going to do is I've made marks at all these little spots, and I'm going to drill the outside of the hole for the speedometer, and then this way I'm going to wet sand the rest of this, because this way the backlighting will actually make this outer ring glow. And if that doesn't work properly, then I'll just take it out or paint it black or something. So once again, something goes wrong. Shocker. Had to go over to my dad's house to get his arbor because my arbor didn't fit my hole saw that I bought. So then went over there, got the new arbor or used arbor or whatever. Put my drill bit on, worked, or the hole saw worked perfect. Went to go drill it out, fucked it up. Well, I didn't fuck it up. It grabbed it and broke everything. Yeah. So this was my very beautiful piece that I made that broke into like 5 different pieces. So now I'm re-drilling them and just drilling them out of plain stock. My battery's charging right now because the battery died. But I'm just going to drill them out and then cut them out. And then glue them on as separate pieces all together. Because nothing likes to work the way it's supposed to, ever. So don't ever play. If you're ever making custom shit, don't plan on it working the first time. So I got these drilled out. So all I'm doing right now is running through the outer edge with the Dremel. There's a little sandpaper sticky thing on here, and essentially opening it up to fit this, which I'm almost there, but got a little bit more to cut. And the reason why I'm doing that is because they don't make a hole saw 3 3/4. They make it 3 5/8, but not 3 3/4. So I just have to open it up just a tad on both of them. Almost done with this one, and then with this, and then I'm going to cut out and around, probably like out here, like right on the edge, and then just enough for it to be able to super glue to the edge. And it should work out. Also, I got these mounted. Yeah, that one's a little off. I'm going to see if I can adjust it a little bit. But these were really simple to do. You do have to Dremel a little bit out at the bottom because it has a square cut, and then it says temp or voltage, and that one's a clock. This one fits directly in, but these two need a little bit of Dremeling, and I mean, there's a little bit of edge right there because I went too far, but that's about it. So that's really simple to do. Pretty self-explanatory. You pull the backing off, pull the lenses off, and you mount them in there. Those are a 52 millimeter gauge there, so just so you guys know. Alright, I'm going to finish dremeling these out and hopefully get them mounted. Alrighty, fast forward a few days of work and got these all mounted up. They're glued in. Fuck, never mind. Oh, I'm glad I have another thing of super glue. Alright, I'm going to have to re-super glue that one in. I didn't think it was going to hold anyways because I painted it before I mounted it. This one was painted after. It's a lot sturdier. So I'll probably clean this one up around the edges and re-super glue it. But, in the meantime, I had to take the drill and drill through this in the center so I know where I need to cut. Because these gauges, I can put them in, but they don't go to the bottom because there's shit in the way. Oh, actually. Alright, that one almost goes to the bottom, but there's some shit in the way that I have to remove and cut out. And then here I have to cut all this out, and then this, and get rid of that light. And then I'm also considering taking, so this shift light came with the kit. So I'm thinking about mounting it right inside where the old pre-flight check thing went, since it's not going to work anymore. So this way this thing will shine real bright at me when I'm smashing rev limiter. So that'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to get to that and getting this re-glued and then getting all this shit cleaned out of the inside so it'll fit properly. Cool, on to that. You might remember correctly that just a second ago there was a gauge here and a gauge there. Well, I fucked it up and I accidentally drilled through a lot of the wires and diodes and stuff, so that got removed. That just gives me more reason to actually put gauges right here and right here where they belong, because I need a new fuel gauge and I need an oil pressure gauge. I guess I'll just have to buy those now. That's my reasoning. I have to buy them because I broke those ones over there. Cool. Alright, so this is pretty well drilled out. Everything that I need is gone. But that also means I don't have turn signals anymore. or brake light switch or other stuff that I might need. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. Alright, on to super gluing that other piece back. Alrighty, so I have it super glued and got this area drilled out. So this will be where the limit or rev light goes. This is being glued down, and hopefully it holds this time. It doesn't break like it just did. I'm going to leave these the way they are for right now. I will be dremeling these out and putting in the auxiliary gauges, but for right now this is my main concern, and getting the dash back in, because I can pull this gauge cluster back out after I have the dash back in, so I'm not too worried about it. God, I'm tired. I just got off work, so this sucks. Alrighty, so I'm going to get these gauges put in, put this back in the dash, and then it'll just kind of sit from there, but I'll show you guys that when it's finished. Alright, so here is end result. Well, almost end result. I still have a little bit more trimming to do, just like right here, and then I have to figure out how exactly I'm going to mount this, because I was planning on mounting it like that, but that's way too tall, so that's not going to work. Everything's extremely flimsy, and warped. Like this is not supposed to be round, it's supposed to be straight across, but so it doesn't even mount on there properly. So I gotta figure out a little bit of what I need to do, but so this is gonna be part 1 of custom gauge dash bullshit. So, but these are all in and mounted, and this isn't gonna fall in, and that sits like that. And that's about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this installation of No Grip on Life. I'm going to wrap this up here and finish it off camera. The things that you guys don't see, me actually finishing things. But anyways, stay guys sideways. Yeah, stay sideways, guys, and take her easy.